and get started with our next guest, and he's familiar to many of you. Mr. Joey Trawick is a nationally certified RN at Billings Clinic and Hospital, and a kind of passion junkie. Okay, he has a degree in exercise physiology from California State University, Fullerton, and he has passionately helps with the diabetes prevention program. And now that he's been in healthcare for over a dozen of years, he's passionate about keeping audiences from being his patients. He is the host of A Better You on KTVQ, a weekly health and wellness segment focused on inspiring a better, more passionate life. The proud father of 3 amazing children and the husband of one incredibly patient woman. I believe she's here. And he is currently passionate about the science behind what it takes to change human behavior. So with that being said, Joey Trawick.
Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, guys. Just like Melanie said, it's a passion of mine, so I tend to get really excited. So my little habit change today is to not get off track. And Carlos Arce, believe it or not, I worked for him for many years, and his basic words to me were, manage it. Right. If I remember anything from our time together, his phrase, manage that. Don't just let it go. So I'm going to be really concise with my time, and we'll go ahead and get started. Believe it or not, this picture, I don't know if you can see that or not, that's my bald head, shaved cleanly. That's a group of nurses, and we were exercising at about 2 o'clock in the morning. In fact, tonight, I'm going in at 7 p.m. We're going to work out, because I'm going to send a little mass email or a little mass text or something to everybody that's working that night and say, hey, why don't you guys meet me in the lobby or the stairwell or the discharge lounge, those kinds of places that are sequestered a little bit. If you've got 7 minutes, we're going to work out together and get our workout in. Wow. You would think that wouldn't go anywhere. You know how many people are doing it? And I didn't even work last night. People were sending me texts at 2 o'clock in the morning. Where are you? 7-minute workouts, no sugar challenges. In fact, I want to thank this table right here. These are some of the folks doing a no sugar challenge that we're doing at work and on Facebook. They've turned their lives around. Some people are sending me things that absolutely will bring me to tears. It makes me cry because they say, you know what? I haven't felt this good since I was diagnosed with cancer. I mean, now I feel like I've got control again of my habits. Thank you for coming. So I'm thrilled and I'm honored to get the opportunity to talk to you, but I do want you to know that it's serious. That there's a whole bunch of stuff that, in fact, I was just reading a study yesterday about how people that predict the future of global warming, how do they stay positive? How do you know what I mean? How do you go home at night and go, hey kids, the world's ending, come on over. So how do I stay positive? How do we remain looking forward into the future knowing that really what we're talking about is a crisis? So this is kind of my quote of the week. I love it. I cannot say whether things will get better if we change. What I can say is that they must change if they are to get better. I love that. Believe it or not, this gentleman, in fact, I also want to encourage you. Can I just do something right now? I want to thank everybody that has stood up during the other. If sitting is the new smoking, we've all had a half pack today. Get up right now. Stand up. Stand up on your feet. I know some of you had a break and it wasn't long enough, and you wish I'd shut up already so you could get back to doing whatever you were doing. I don't want you to stop doing that. In fact, before you leave this room, I want you to friend me on Facebook during the talk, because there's all kinds of videos on there. Man, I've just been, because people have been encouraging me. You don't want to encourage a guy that likes to hear himself talk. So play with your phones, get on your iPads, do whatever you have to do. Because trust me, today, my only objective is to change your life forever. Okay, that should work. And I only have 27 minutes to do it. So if culture moves like tectonic plates, then we're in trouble. I believe culture can change on the turn of a dime. I really do. And the reason for that is because I've seen it. I've seen it. Go on Facebook. Just check it out. Check out some of the comments. People are saying. So, okay, stay up. I'm going to have this third of the room. You have to stay standing. Okay? This half over can sit. You guys can go ahead and sit. Then I'll give you your clue. So look over at your neighbor and say, oh man, isn't this exhausting? Yeah, move a little bit, for goodness sake. Okay? Sitting is the new smoking. I know that if things are going to get better, they have to change. Would you agree with that? Otherwise, they stayed the same. This gentleman quoted that in the late 1700s. He is actually, Lichtenberg, have you ever heard of Lichtenberg figures? He kind of titled the name of the tree-like figures in lightning. Isn't that cool? He was a physicist. But he also had a lot of books that he wrote, his specific notes about his life. I love those little historical tidbits, because guess what? He's dead. Right? He's dead. And everybody in this room is going to join him at some point. The question is between now and that day, what are we doing with our lives? I mean, think about it. Look at your hands. Just take a second. Look at your hands. You've never seen a robot. They're trying to make technology human. They can't do it. It's not working. It lacks the human component. You're incredible. What are you doing with that? If things are going to get better, they got to change. Okay, so we know that. Today's roadmap, I'm going to stick right to this. I promise I'm going to be done my time limit. The problem is serious. The problem is personal. The problem is solvable. And the solution is better right now. Right now. Guess what you guys just did over here on this side of the room? What we really all did, what you guys just did. You got better. Right now. You didn't say tomorrow, or 5 minutes from now, or when I get a break, or next week, or when my social calendar clears, or whenever I'm not under so much stress. What great presenters we've had today. Unbelievable stuff. But is it going to change you? If things are going to get better, things have to change. And you just did. You just proved that culture can change. Not huge, but it can change instantly. Well done. And the solution is better right now. Okay, middle part of the room. You guys can stand. You guys can go ahead and have a seat. You may stand, absolutely. If you don't want to sit, you don't have to. Guess what? This is the perfect. There is no significant study that says that your flat butt is equal to your ability to learn. I don't know about you, but you sit for a while and you go, I got a case of flat butt. I must be smart. My intelligence quotient does not go up the more I sit. It gives me the opportunity to write notes, but guess what? I can write and stand. You guys can do that. What happens is we fall into the social norm. I don't want to get off on that. I'm going to stay on task. Thank you for that. What's the problem? I know what you're saying. What is the problem? Here's the problem. The onslaught of chronic illness brought about by modifiable risk factors is crippling our nation's healthcare system, bankrupting our economy, and jeopardizing our very rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Wow, that's pretty dramatic, Joey. Anybody argue with that? Nope. I'm spot on, and I'll show you why. This study, some of you seen this directly from the CDC. How many remember 1985? Who was president? It was Reagan maybe or something? Right? Not that long ago. Not that long ago. I'm going to show you some data. Okay? 25 years worth. 1986. Now, this data is culminating. A lot of these states are white because they weren't even coming up with data yet. But this data sheet talks about the dark blue have a 10 to 14% obesity rate. The light blue have 10% or less, and the white states have no data. So in 1986, it wasn't even a problem. We weren't even measuring it. Nobody's home. So in 1987, people start getting more data. You know where this is going. 1988, 1989, 1990. Some states started as dark blue. This is 1991, 92, 93. Why, oh man. I'll just take a moment. You live in a state, your initials are Y. Just kidding, I love it. 1994, there they go. Dark blue. Or light. 1995, not that long ago. 96. Now again, the dark blue states are 15 to 19%. And there are no light blue states anymore. Did you notice that? We kind of lost, we're out of the white, we're kind of went dark blue. You get a sense that the guys that were making this map were like, how many shades of blue are we going to have to use? Well, you don't have to worry. Let's just ditch blue. And let's go with, what is that? Goldenrod? The key to this story is never move to Mississippi. So the yellow slate and the goldenrod are 20% or less, right? Or greater than 20% obesity. 1998, 99, bam! Remember, how many of you remember where you were in 1999? That's the year I got married, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, good answer, huh? That's exactly the year I got married. Of course it is. 3 o'clock. Year 2000? 2001, new category. Never moved to Mississippi. But you've got to think about this now. What is happening in Mississippi? That's right. We're talking about education. We're talking about all the things that the good presenters have talked about today. We're talking about access to fresh fruits and vegetables. We're talking about social norms. We're talking about smoking. We're talking about all the things, the culture pieces, that we tend to just go, oh, well, can't fix that. Well, we have a problem. And I want to show you how bad it is. This is 2001, 2002, 2003, 4, 5. 10 years ago, new category. I get goosebumps. I think nobody else worries about this stuff like I do. Because I got kids. You guys probably don't worry about it, do you? You don't got kids? You know anybody that's going to inherit this problem? New category, greater than 30% obesity. Where are our light blue states? Now look at the last living blue state, Colorado. What are they doing? They're making some investment, believe it or not. You take a look and research what they're doing community-wide, trying to build walking paths, trying to make places for people to go and exercise, or opportunities for people to have access to fresh fruits and vegetables so that they don't have to get a cab to get to a grocery store. Here we go. 2009, 2010. Bye-bye, Colorado. And you're not coming back. They haven't regained their blue status. So greater than 30% now seems to be the norm. Here's the schematic and the whole picture and those little stats. Okay, middle side, you can sit down. Far right, you don't have to. I'm not going to tell you have to, you cuties. But you guys over here have to. That's right. Stand up, look at your neighbor and go, God, I hate What's that?
This is great.
It is great. It is great.
As he calls us our
That's right, as I show you the obesity trends in the United States. The problem is serious, but here's what tends to happen, I think, psychologically. I could be wrong. We tend to look at this map and we say, boy, I'm glad I don't live there. You do live there. This is a look in the mirror. This is us. It's our problem. And if we tend to say, well, that's not, you know what I mean? That's Mississippi. No, it's Montana. It's Montana. These problems don't stay in state boundaries. I know it looks like they do, but this is a national problem. It's a worldwide problem. But it's something that we've got to solve. This is something that is in front of us right now. Crisis stage. The word crisis has been used several times today. So don't blame Mississippi, because this is you and me. This is something I just pulled off the internet before I came up here. You guys see who this is from? Who published this? We've already talked about this study done today. Who published this article? Somebody say it out loud. It's up there on the board. Business Insider. What in the world does Business Insider have to do with 1 out of 8 Americans having diabetes? Why do they care? Well, they don't have a wellness section. So they put it in the science section. Isn't that funny? 1 in 8. I'll send you the link if you friend me on Facebook. What does this mean? What does this mean for our future? After looking at those statistics, I want to tell you one more that keeps me awake at night. I have 3 kids. All of them born after the year 2000. According to statistics, the way things are going, before they're 35, 1 out of 3 of those kids will develop type 2 diabetes. Before they're 35. If you think things are bad now, give it 20 years. Which one of my kids do I want to tell, you got to check your sugar before you go to bed, you got to check it when you wake up, you got to check it if you're taking antibiotics, you got to check it if you're stressed, you got to check it if you eat, you got to check it if you go on vacation, you got to make sure that you're checking that sugar. And you're probably going to get a pump before long. The technology is amazing. Sooner or later we'll have adaptive, iPhones so that they'll tell you your blood sugar immediately. 1 out of 3 of my kids are going to have that conversation with. If we were African American, Native American, or Hispanic, 1 out of 2 before they're 35, before 2035, 20 years from now. 1 out of 2, not 1 out of 3. Which one of my kids do I want to have that conversation with? None. So, this is very personal. I want to show you guys this. Take a look. I don't know if you can hear this or not. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I forgot to turn the speaker on. You ready? Oh, this is good. All right. Hopefully this will work. Today on A Better You, I'm going to introduce you to a man named Jim. Now, Jim is the maintenance man at the First United Methodist Church downtown. But he's also an inspiration. He's basically gotten his life back in dramatic ways. I can't wait for you to meet him. Wow! Can you see my belly button as well as I can? Yeah, and my man boobs. Love you. I really do love this woman. Love you. So that's awesome. My moobs, somebody called them earlier. They're moobs. That looks like a soup bowl at Olive Garden. My belly button. It's all you can eat. Holy mackerel. And I'm doing a show called A Better You. Because you're out there and you're chubby. And you should be better. My wife was like, my wife saw this episode and she goes, can I pick your shirt next time? Am I right? She's like, you just wear that. That used to fit. It doesn't fit anymore. But I was so proud of it because that's when I ran the 2007 Montana Marathon. I used to be in shape. And then I went to nursing school, learned all about how healthcare makes you healthy. Sorry, Karen. Karen's like, I know that guy. Now this is the new promo that we just did.
You know what's amazing? This is amazing. And you are amazing. You made it through the winter. That urge to get outside and do something active? Go with it. Join us every week for A Better You. We'll get you motivated.
2 different guys, huh? Oh, man. Right? Okay, thanks. Thank you. Then you guys, because you clapped first, you can sit down. Well done. No, isn't that funny? We do. We tend to think of physical exercise as punishment, right? Where does the employee of the month get to park? Because you employees have to walk further because you did not perform as well. You guys get to sit down because you were clapping first. So, less punishment for you. Something wrong with this side of the room. I don't know. These guys got it. You guys, if you want to stand up, you're more than welcome. This side of the room, it's your turn. Because we just sat those guys down. Here's what you need to see. In the last year and a half, my life has changed dramatically. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Because I realized I can't be a good dad. I can't be a good RN. I can't be a good father or husband if I'm not doing what I say other people should do. In other words, I'm just the host of the show. You people need to change. Right? You got a problem. I mean, I can't. I work with nurses. Yeah, did you see that guy on the 4th floor? Yeah, he's like on a 15-liter non-rebreather. That lung cancer's just kicking his butt. No kidding. No kidding. So who am I standing up there telling people, okay, so things got serious. Things got real over the last year and a half. It is personal. The problem is serious, and the problem is personal. That's how far we've gotten in the talk so far. In fact, I don't know how many of you guys have seen Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. It's a really convoluted title. Great documentary about a gentleman that does juicing. So, I want you to watch this trailer here with me for a second.
20 years ago, this is what I saw when I looked in the mirror. Looking good. Well, the years rolled by and I kept seeing that same fit-looking bloke looking back at me. Who was I kidding? I didn't look like that anymore. I looked like I'd swallowed a sheep.
Alright, Joe, come on over and step on the scale over here.
Fact. We could be brothers here, right? Here, look, man, it's sitting here. Sick.
The kids of today are not expected to live as long as their parents. This is really serious.
And nearly dead. And I might have already had a heart attack and died. My name's Joe Cross. I've just arrived in the United States. I'm not going to eat any of your food.
61% of the American diet is processed foods.
Convenience foods.
Processed foods don't even have 1/10 the original nutrients that were in the fruit of the native state.
When was the last time you saw this growing on a tree? Never. Why are people eating it?
Because it's food.
I came to America to save myself. I've got a thing called chronic urticaria. I've been taking pills night and day. Looking at these bottles here, it doesn't look good, does it? I have a plan. All I'm going to do is drink juice. Green juice. 60 days.
What kind of juice? Any fresh vegetable and fruit juice.
So what sort of food do you eat?
I ain't alive.
Fried foods.
I don't know, but I hope God got ribs in heaven.
I'm a happy fat guy. How did you get over it?
I don't know.
I went 4 years one time eating only on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
This is your lunch. Look at that. That's a lot of food right there.
I'm on a juice fast.
You know what? Just drinking juice.
Looks very interesting.
What do you think?
That's okay.
I'm determined to adopt a healthy lifestyle. But first, I have to get through the next 60 days. The first few days are the toughest. Not eating, it's kind of like you're cutting yourself off from society.
Juice fasting, you're still eating something. You're drinking nutrients, particularly a lot of micronutrients that are coming from fruits and vegetables.
I'm not going for skinny, I'm just going for healthy. I get migraine headaches if I smell certain things or if I eat certain things. And I mean literally a migraine headache that can make me sick, can't see, can't hear, throwing up, the whole bit.
I'm the type of guy that hasn't gone 4 hours without eating an entire meal.
I would say generally we do eat fairly balanced meals. I don't live on Cheetos.
Joe, this is Bill. Is it too late to ask for help?
I don't want to just see you make it. I'm not angry. I'm just in pain. I offer you help. I've got to get over there and see what I can do. Good luck, mate. It's a tough thing, the emotional attachment to food. It's bloody tough.
I'm starving.
I gotta watch that. And drink this.
It's infectious, this healthy lifestyle. Those people that are out here all eating micronutrient food, they're all going to the gym. This might really be working. As I travelled across the country, what I gained was far more than what I lost.
Is that you? Oh my God, that's you!
Who would have thought I'd get excited about a broccoli salad? A pelvis hip bone up here. I haven't felt that for 10 years.
The point here is we have an unprecedented opportunity in history to be healthier and move longer than ever before.
I don't have the migraines anymore, so that is a big, huge plus. I feel like I'm 21 years old again.
Feeling younger, I feel more energetic, I feel like I can focus better mentally.
And I learned that the best way to change the world is to change yourself.
It's becoming a long laundry list of people that are borrowing my juicer. Well, today I just weighed myself and I'm down to bowling ball.
I can't tell you how good I feel. I don't take any medication anymore, and that is an absolute miracle.
You're thinking about monologue.
They were having a screening of Joe's film, and I had this eureka moment and said, this is it. The next day, I started I sleep great, my blood pressure is correct. It all happened by seeing this film with Joe.
This has exceeded every expectation I had. I feel like I've got a second chance.
You're a new person. Well, that's right.
I'll do it again. In fact, I probably will.
No one's gonna come along and wave a magic wand and you're gonna lose 10 inches off your gut. It's not gonna happen. The one thing I've learned, it's up to us, each and every one of us.
All right, believe it or not, things are about to get even better. Oh yeah. Hello, how's everybody doing?
This is green juice. Mostly veggies and fruit. And if you're with me last time around, you know that this stuff...
Okay, everybody, come on now. Everybody's got to be up on the ground. Come on. Everybody up on the floor. Come on, everybody's got to stand up. Here we go. You ready? Let's do this. Come on now. Everybody's got to spread it. Come on, kind of get this. Come on, let's spread out. There's something wrong with me. Come on. You're like an arrow on a bullet tree. That's right. Come on, everybody spread out. You know what? I'm up. Shoot. Wow. That was terrible. I mean, I was really terrible. So you might have known Elvis, by chance. Might look a little bit like him, but I'm Wellness. You put together wellness and service. What do you get, folks? I know, in your bulletins it looked like well ice. That's okay. That's all right. I didn't explain the spelling. We just had a conversation on the phone. But wellness! Your wellness is directly related with your ability to be of service. Am I right or wrong? You gotta take care of yourself. You're gonna take care of other people, guys. Sing this song. Bless my soul, ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm living a life of S-A-R-B-I-C. My friends say I used to act like a slug. I just shrug. I'm well messed up. Come on now. The words are on the board. Let's go. Hey, hey. Come on now, move around a little bit. Well, you touch your one life, but what a thrill you'll get. That's it. It makes your life and better yet. I'm proud to know you bet, so don't fret. When I point, okay, Lutherans, let's go. Yeah. Well, it starts with the body and mind, and a good service can be hard to find. But you live life from better to best. You smile so big and you can't stay depressed. When you touch your one life, or what a thrill you'll get. You make your life and better yet. I'm proud to know you. Get ready, don't fret. Get well, that's it, you're getting it. All right now. All right, come on. Spread out a little bit. Look over at your neighbor. Say, give me some room here. Spread out. Come on. Yeah. Give me a little lift. You gotta lift the lip up. That's it, baby. That's it. Come on now. From better to best. Your smile so big you can't stay depressed. When you touch your one life, or what a thrill you'll get. You change the world. What's happening over here? Better yet, I'm proud to know. Come on now. You bet, so don't fret. Get well mixed up. Not bad. Keep that clapping going now. Look at your neighbor and say, wow, I never thought I'd smile at one of these. Come on now, clap and clap. There you go. Yeah. I'm well mixed up. All right, give yourselves a round of applause. That wasn't bad. That was pretty good. You do not have to sit. Your butt does not have to be flat for you to learn. You just proved it. You just proved that if you get up and move, right, you're happier. I didn't see one person in here going, oh, everybody was making fun of everybody else. It was wonderful. And there's a whole bunch more songs where that came from. You can't have another hot dog each and every night. Get well, this stuff. Yeah, that's it. That's right. Get well, this stuff. There you go. That's it. That man's got the vibe. Yeah. You lost 8 pounds on the no sugar challenge? What? Hey, can you guys take me seriously if I'm in rhinestones and polyester? Can Janine, raise your hand again. This is Janine. She's awesome. She's a registered nurse. We've known each other for a decade or more. And she sent an email saying, because I said, hey, let's do this no sugar challenge. Have you guys seen that? We're going to talk a little bit more about that. Jennifer back there, you're doing it, right? Woo, woo. And the lives that have changed. The lives that have changed. This looks really goofy, doesn't it? There's a method to the madness. There's a method to it. If I don't take care, if I'm not well, then I can't be of service. I become more of the burden. I become more of the roadblock. Right? Just like we saw with the pictures. The pre-me and the current me. So, here are some of the things that changed me. In other words, I had this epiphany. The problem is personal. The problem is huge, it's serious, and it's personal. This guy in the upper left-hand corner is my son, Elijah. Very emotional about him. I love him so much. I love all three. He's just the one on the board right now. Everybody that knows me in the room is kind of like prepping for me to cry. I'm not going to. I'm going to get close. Because I'm wearing Elvis costume. Elijah has been diagnosed with some issues in autoimmune. But we've noticed overall he does better when he eats better. So I go home and I tell my son he needs to eat whole fruits and vegetables, stay away from processed, stop having Domino's. Guess what Dad does when he goes to work? Has Domino's. That was a wake-up call. His diagnosis and his infusions every 60 days. I remember going into Carlos's office the day we got the news, and he said, hey, look, man, it's not the end of the world. He's right. It's not the end of the world. This kid is thriving now. And I'm thriving because I'm his role model. Does that make sense? You're somebody's role model. This up here is the 7-minute workout. Remember we were talking about that tonight at work at 2 o'clock in the morning? I'll be doing it. If you want, you can Facebook me and we'll do it together. We'll do it on Periscope live. 2 a.m. This is the sugar challenge. That lower left-hand corner, the no sugar challenge. And then, of course, doing a better you. So every 90 days, I do 10 days with no added sugar. It really rights the ship. I was over there. Was it Julie? We were talking about all the stuff for breakfast. And we were looking at that, and she said, I guess Joey's not going to have any of this, whatever that was, icing stuff. And I said, yeah, I'm doing the no sugar challenge. You know what her response was? Ew. Which I thought would have made a great Vine video. Ew. Don't touch that. So, those things, doing the better you was a wake-up call. My son was a wake-up call. Having all of these things happen at the same time. In fact, in May of last year, I weighed 230 pounds. I weighed this morning 179. Right? Thank you guys. But I want you to know, it was an epiphany, right? It was this breakthrough stuff. But when I look back on it, and I think about the things that really changed me, it was the things that I did, right? It wasn't just waking up one day and saying, wow, I don't know if I can do that anymore. Oh, and by the way, here's the Polar heart rate monitor. My wife bought me a pedometer. How many of you guys have wearable technology on right now that tells you about your steps? Right on. Very cool. So we spent some money on that, and I said, honey, that's expensive. She said, you know what? You taking care of yourself is taking care of us. Boing. She's right. All these kinds of little conversations. And then, this huge traumatic event. I lost my mom in March of last year. 60 years old. Massive coronary event. And I think, that's 16 years from now, right? So she and my dad were married at 16 and 18. And I think, what wouldn't I have said to have that conversation when I didn't know? I didn't know. She wasn't eating right, she wasn't exercising, all those kinds of things. I think, here I am, I'm sitting right here at 235, 240 pounds. Changed my life. Changed my life. It's not right. It stinks. So yesterday I was clever and I wanted to change the world. And today I'm wise and so I'm changing myself, just like he said in that video. Typically, this is where I would end the talk. I've done this talk for 10 years or more, haven't I? And of course, obviously I didn't have the background of, huge traumatic personal loss, but I've been dressing up in this thing for way too long. And I would leave, and I literally had somebody look at me one time and go, Joey, that was great. I just need more. And I was hanging on their words. And she said, motivation. I'm like, what? I've got polyester on. I'm sweating from my shins. How many of you know you have sweat glands in your shins? So here's something, there are many approaches, but here's something that I have found and clicked onto, and it's not just me. I am actually the exercise consultant for the Billings Clinic Diabetes Prevention Program. And they are paying for me to be certified in learning how to teach tiny habits. Have you guys learned about that? You heard about that? BJ Fogg. And again, I've got printouts. I've got materials galore. Yeah, I got these printouts with all the websites and all that kind of stuff from the information that we're using. But he talks about tiny habits. And that's how I ended up changing. That 7-minute workout, what's that worth? Everything. Everything. It builds the bookmark in my day. What's no sugar added? That's just one thing for 10 days. Small amount of time, one thing. Not 20% this, 60% that. Make sure you don't eat after 7. Just don't have any sugar for 10 days. No added sugar. You want to learn more? Friend me on Facebook. Because this is turning into a revolution. And you know what's crazy? I was thinking about it on the way here. I thought, if I need to be that guy, I'll be that guy. I never wanted to be that guy. I wanted to do what I want to do. But I can't go to Domino's anymore. The guy won't give me any pizza. You're that guy on the show, right? You don't need a pizza. This is what BJ talks about. I'm almost done. This kind of a line, when you talk about behavior change, behavior equals motivation plus the ability plus a trigger. If you want to floss one, if you want to get a better, how many of you want a better flossing habit, for example? You want to floss. I mean, just want to be better at flossing. Is it because you don't own any floss? Is that because you don't know how to floss? It's because it's not automatic. You need automaticity. So rather than just giving you this motivational talk, I want you to go to Tiny Habits. It's a free program. It takes 5 days. And you put down, I want to floss. I'm going to stand up every day and say it's a good, whatever 3 habits you want to pick. But they're tiny. They're tiny. They change things. And if we change our behavior, we just said it, we change our lives and we change the world. That's why I'm so excited about this methodology. I want you to think about another schematic like this, and rather than it being motivation to ability, I want you to think about it as space and time. As long as we see the problem out here, then it's far away and not right now. We have to start to see this problem as here and now. It is on us. It is too late to say, we'll deal with that in the future. This is the problem. This is the time, the here and now. When health is absent, wisdom cannot reveal itself, art cannot manifest, strength cannot fight, and wealth becomes useless, and intelligence cannot be applied. You got nothing. We've all said that. We've always been proponents. And I feel like when I get people at the bedside, I'm going to work tonight at 7. I'll be there in the hospital. Don't come see me. But I've got a patient sitting over here and I'm hanging their drip and I'm thinking, man, if I could have had that conversation with you 5 years ago. But this is really, now we're at the stage of chronic. I know how this goes. What wouldn't I have said 5 years ago? What wouldn't I have done 5 years ago? So, the tiny habits issue? How many of you know you should walk more? Okay? You should probably walk around the block every once in a while. Oh, come on. Here's a block. I'm going to give you one. Come by the table, grab one. At some point today, I'll be here the rest of the day. But if you put this on your desk, and you set that down, and every 20 to 30 minutes you make an agreement with yourself. I'm going to put a timer on my computer or on my watch or something like that. Because here's the deal. The person that sits for 8 hours, but they did a hard exercise in the morning, they're at no decreased risk for a cardiovascular event than the person that walked all day long. The post office worker, for example. So get up and walk the block. And then you can sit back down. You do that, and that is that kind of tiny habit stuff we're talking about. That small agreement to make a bookmark in my day toward the outcome that I want. versus designing for the outcome. This talk is not designed for the epiphany. This talk is designed for you to adapt your behaviors around habits. And it starts right here. And maybe it's not walking more. Maybe you've got a different kind of habit, but you put this in your medicine cabinet to remind you to floss. Whatever that thing is, it's in your reach. Because we have to be better, and we have to be better when? Right now. Right now, we have to be better. Right now. It's too late to wait. So, thank you. Thank you very much. You guys are beautiful. I mean it. Oh, yeah. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Sorry. Thank you, Mel. Thank God.
Thank you, Mr. Didn't have to dance. Thank you, Joey. Awesome. So everybody's fired up now, ready to go, and we're going. Poor Carlos.